Hey everybody, it's Chief Zero here, and today we're going to be talking about the Titanfall 2 beta that just finished up by Respawn Entertainment. So, these are pretty much going to be my thoughts on the game. I did play a little bit over the weekend. It was pretty cool, actually. Um, if you're a Titanfall fan like I was back when the Xbox One first came out, you'll notice a few changes here and there. Maybe some of them you'll be happy, some of them you won't be so happy about. So, first off, let's talk about what was great about the original Titanfall. One of the biggest selling points that Titanfall 1 was able to achieve was mobility. It was firstly one of those big games that was changing the landscape of a lot of FPSs out there, where you can run on walls, you can climber over things to climb on. There was a whole bunch of vertical landscapes and maps that you were able to run around and play around with. It was really cool. A lot of the maps were closed off so that they can serve to this newfound mobility, and it was completely awesome. And then, of course, let's not forget about the Titans. Those were the game changers. Those were on a timer, a 2-minute timer that you can access whenever it was ready, or if you had the card packs, you can lower the timer on that or call in one immediately. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I personally really loved it. It was so cool. And then it got really stale and boring, mainly because there was no single player, you know? There's not much story to go along with it. The only amount of story that you got in the first Titanfall was basically a little tiny video box on the top right of your screen with someone talking about what's going on. That was basically it. Not much of a story, and you were basically just playing the exact same maps over and over again with slightly different variations, but you were also playing against other people. So it was basically just multiplayer with a little bit of video in it. That was basically it. Titanfall 2 does seem to try to change this formula. They're adding the single player campaign, as we all know. It was kind of a big deal for them to include it, and we're really happy about it. It was really cool. And then over the weekend, this beta dropped, and we were all super excited because we wanted to play it and get to know like what's different, what's new, what else can we do with this game, how much of it is the same as Titanfall. And for the most part, it's kind of the same, but in a really weird kind of way. You are capable of using a grappling hook to scale vertical buildings now, which is pretty cool, to be honest. It's a lot of fun to use. My thoughts about it though is if it takes too long to actually climb your rope. A lot of the times while I was in the beta, I died many times because of this rope. I was taking too long to scale the building, and I was just basically just gently floating up the building, which was, you know, not really cool when there's 2 or 3 Titans out there, if any, actually, because that segues into my next topic here, and it's the Titans. The timer has gone away for these Titans. They're no longer on a 2-minute timer for you to get one. Instead, it's all based on kills. Now, this has always been a huge problem in many games that serve for the better players, because I went through a lot of matches without ever seeing a Titan a lot of the time, unless I was paired up with someone that was really good, or if I was just having a really good game. Most of the time, you could not get a Titan to spawn for you unless you were really good. So it's kind of a big issue where it's like the game in itself is Titanfall. You want to see these giant hulking beasts running around, meleeing the shit out of each other, and, you know, just being able to parkour everywhere around them, you know. That's what made Titanfall 1 so much fun. It was amazing to see all of these Titans just fall from the sky, and then you running into your Titan to embark on them, and it was completely awesome. And then this, maybe you saw it like once or twice a match, if at all. It wasn't, I guess I can kind of see that they want to try to make it a rare kind of thing, to be like, oh shit, it's a Titan, now I have to actually really change my playstyle. Whereas it used to be like, oh man, that guy dropped a Titan, let me drop a Titan. and then a Titan fight, rah, 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 you know, it wasn't like that anymore. It kind of made it a rare um, experience here, and these maps also kind of hindered that sort of play style. At least the ones for the beta, these were a lot more open-ended kind of maps. As you can see around in this video, there's not a lot of stuff to clamber around. All of the buildings are inside, and if you happen to spawn outside and someone was watching you with a sniper, you are basically gonna die. There's no place for you as a soldier to really hide and move around, because everything is just so open. And especially if a Titan sees you, you're gone, dude. That's it. It's really unfortunate, but you know, at the same time, it was kind of cool because it's a little bit of variation, and Respawn has already gone on record saying that these aren't all of the maps that this is not how all of the maps are going to be like. There's going to be a lot of close combat places where your mobility will be able to play a lot better into it. There's more chances for you to actually sneak around on the Titan, maybe hide away from someone that's been chasing you, or you know, etc., stuff like that. Now Respawn has also been able to address all of the other concerns, such as mobility, the Titan spawning aspects, and they said that due to backlash from this, Titans will be on the timer now to a certain extent. It's not known exactly whether or not it's going to be just like TitanFall 1 was, but Titans should be a lot more commonplace now because of these changes. Mobility is also being affected for the actual release, where your soldiers will be able to move around a lot faster and not as sluggish in these maps. It doesn't specify exactly if it's going to involve the grappling hook of what I've mentioned, but hey, it's a start. It's pretty good. The also Titan's dash abilities to evade and stuff are also going to get reduced, so that you can use it more often and use it a little bit more tactfully instead of a last ditch effort to maybe go around the building if you have time. Who knows? A few of these changes are going to be taking place, and it's going to be awesome. I am looking forward to Titanfall 2, mainly because I was a huge fan of it in the beginning, and I just hope that they added a lot more replay value into this, and it's not just go into a match, kill Titans, rinse and repeat for every other map there is. The customization has been built up a lot more this time around. There's a few more customization options available to you. You can actually play as little specters now, which is pretty cool. You know, you get to be a little robot. The Titans are also pretty awesome now. If you've been watching this video, those Titans, it's pretty cool to use them. I like the fire abilities, the scorch smashes. That's what I'm gonna call them, scorch smash, whatever. They're pretty fun to use, although a bit clunky still. Maybe it was just the Titans themselves, or if it's a balancing issue that they'll address later on. The grappling hook is still one of my favorite things, though, because it is very versatile. I'm definitely gonna be using that probably a lot more. I'm gonna be like Batman, swinging around all the places. You know, it's gonna be awesome, especially since you can hook onto little enemies as well as Titans. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. And while it has been stated before that attrition is no longer going to be in Titanfall 2, they've replaced it with this new game type. So basically the idea is there's two teams, about 4 or 5 waves, and you have to collect money. You get money by either killing each other or completing objectives, and there's about 1 or 2 objectives per wave, and then at the end of each wave you go to these little location points and deposit your money, and at the end of the waves, whoever has more money wins. That's basically the gist of it. Something that is kind of bugging me a little bit, though, that made Titanfall 1 so much alive, are the AI enemies that you can fight. Both teams have a set of AIs that help you either defend, you know, whatever, or attack other players, or most of the time they were just kind of cannon fodder, to be honest. You rack up a little bit of points like that. And in this game, you only have one faction. They're a rogue faction, basically, that anyone on either team can kill for points. It's kind of weird because there's a lot less of them now, and although they're on nobody's team, it doesn't really help as much because now it just feels like they're getting in the way of, if anything. It was a lot better to have at least two factions going off against each other, because at least then you know that some of them will try to help you or something like that. It's kind of a small thing, but to me it kind of made this world in Titanfall 2 a little bit smaller, and that's kind of sucky because Titanfall 2 is such a big roaming kind of game. You know, you just look all of these maps and they look so deserted now because there's not as many factions of AI people running around. So maybe they'll fix that up later on, who knows. It's kind of a bummer, but however, Titanfall 2 does seem like it's gonna be pretty cool. They did keep the extraction part of the multiplayer, which is really cool because it's one of those things that made Titanfall so special as well. Normally when a game ends, when a match ends, you basically just go to a screen that says you lose, and that's basically it. However, though, in Titanfall, they did something really cool where the match didn't just end when the first team reaches the goal or something, or as many points as you need. In fact, actually, once that's already completed, you yourself, if you're on the losing team, you have to make it to your ship so that you can get extracted. And if you can get extracted, then maybe you can save yourself a few more points or something like that. But it made it feel so much more intense too, because if you're on the winning side, you have to prevent those people from trying to be extracted, either by killing them before they board the ship, or as an entire team, try to destroy the ship before it lifts off and takes everybody away. It was so cool, and I'm really glad that that's actually one of the things that they decided to keep in Titanfall 2. It was completely awesome. I'm looking forward to it. This game, I hope, is going to be awesome after these tweaks, and I'm sure that there's going to be even more changes coming down the line when Titanfall 2 comes out. But with that said, I will be leaving you here. I will be making more Titanfall 2 videos when it comes out. I have an unboxing video that I'm going to do for the Legendary Collection. I hope you guys will be subscribe to me by that point. It'd be really cool. And you know, check out my other videos as well. I play a whole bunch of other games. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch. I'll leave the video playing for you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
critical damage. Utilize tripwire. Warning, multiple enemy pilots attacking.